Hello and welcome to DOZ Show with Echirivi Erebo. If you love stories and lessons, you'll love DOZ Show. DOZ Show empowers women to pursue their God-given purpose and fulfill their destinies by sharing amazing and inspirational stories of other women. Today I will share the story of a remarkable woman known as Heather Dorniden Kampf. I will also share the leadership lessons learned from a specific event in her life. Please hit the subscribe button, like and share, and don't go anywhere. Welcome back. A few years ago, I watched an inspiring video that I intend to discuss in this podcast. It featured Heather Dorniden's 600-meter race. By the way, she is now known as Heather Kampf or Heather Dorniden Kampf. When I watched the video, I was amazed by the lessons I gleaned, and I would like to share them with you in this podcast, hoping you will be inspired to never give up and keep going even after a setback. For those who are not familiar with Heather Dorniden, she is an American middle distance runner. In 2008, Heather Dorniden, then a runner for the University of Minnesota, was leading the pack in the final heat of a 600-meter race when suddenly, with about 200 meters left, she tripped and fell face first. Many would have given up at this stage because the race was nearly over, and the others she had been ahead of were now in front of her. Quitters would have sighed and said, "What's the use?" And then they would have called for a pity party, lamenting the ill luck that caused them to trip and fall just when they were ahead in the race. But Heather Dorniden is no quitter. Almost as quickly and as suddenly as she fell, she was back on her feet, running faster than before. It wasn't long before she ran past all three competitors who had overtaken her amid her crisis and emerged the winner. When she reached the finish line, she said something so profound and thought-provoking. "That last 50 meters, I hit a gear that I never knew I had." In rising to continue running, Heather Dorniden proved that success and failure are not measured by how you fall, but by how you pick yourself up. So let's look at the leadership lessons gleaned from this particular event. Even though I've titled it Leadership Lessons from the Life of Heather Dorniden Kampf, but it's really the leadership lessons from this particular event. Lesson number 1: you cannot allow your body or your feelings to tell you what you can or cannot do. Where the mind goes, the body usually follows. When Heather Dorniden fell, I am certain that she felt pain. No doubt her body must have said to her, "Stay down, you can't make it. I am exhausted, I am bruised, and I want some rest." But Heather obviously didn't listen to her body. She continued running and, according to her, hit a gear she never knew she had. Her mind continued going and the body followed. Leadership lesson number 2. When you fall, that is not the time to gather a pity party and reminisce on how well things had been going. Forget the past. Forget what you lost. Forget those who have gone ahead of you. Just get back in the game and continue running towards your dreams. Leadership lesson number 3. When you fall, you need to get back up, and you need to do it quickly. Great leaders are decisive. Leadership lesson number 4. Great women want results and have zero tolerance for excuses. Heather could have stayed down and made excuses for why she couldn't continue running, and people would have understood. But she didn't make excuses. She got up and chased after results. Leadership lesson number 5. Understand that when you are down, time is not waiting for you. Time is moving on. People are moving on. And for every minute that you stay down, you are missing out on time to finish. If Heather Dorniden had not picked herself up quickly and got back in the race, she would not have had enough time to finish in first place. You don't have eternity to do what you have been called to do. Your dreams are bound by time. Leadership lesson number 6. When you get back up and continue in the race, understand that you must double your effort to make up for lost time. As someone said, double the hustle. No, you can no longer afford to run at the same pace that you did before you fell. And no, you cannot afford to run like those who didn't fall. Leadership lesson number 7. When you are determined and focused on winning, you will discover that you beat your record and set a new record for yourself. You will also be introduced to a new you, one you never knew existed. Heather says she hit a gear she never knew she had. Leadership lesson number 8. Understand that life happens and don't take it personally when you fall. Great people know this. Leadership lesson number 9. Great women inspire others. Their story gives hope and sends a simple message. If I can, so can you. Heather Dorniden's story tells others that when they fall, they can still win if they pick themselves up and do it quickly. Leadership lesson number 10. Great women live a life of optimism. They have no tolerance for negativity. It was optimism that caused Heather Dorniden to get up and continue running even when it seemed she could no longer win. Leadership lesson number 11. Great women are full of hope. They hope for the best, and hope keeps them standing up every time they fall. Hope causes them to try again. Leadership lesson number 12. You don't have to know how it is going to end to get back in the game. Heather Dorniden had no idea how it would end, but she got up quickly and continued running. She gave it her best shot and she won. Now I'll leave you with two soul-searching questions as we come to the end of Leadership Lessons from the Life of Heather Dorniden Kampf. How would you have reacted in Heather's position? And why? So if you would have stayed down, why? If you would have got up and continued running, why? Ladies, we have come to the end of today's show. DOZ Show returns next week with another exciting story and leadership lessons to motivate you in pursuing your dreams. If you have enjoyed this episode, please remember to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for listening. My name is Etirivi Erebo, and this is DOZ Show. See you next Thursday.